Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Kinder Bueno Whites. Yeah, a bit of a special one this one because I had a message from Katie Mansell saying her boyfriend Jamie's birthday was coming up and he's a big fan of the channel and would I wish him a happy birthday. And well, I asked her what was his favourite bar and she said the Kinder Bueno White was one of his favourites, if not his favourite. So I thought what better way to wish him happy birthday than to review his favourite chocolate bar. So happy birthday Jamie. Yes, hope you manage to have one or two of these for your birthday and hope you have a great day as well. Fingers crossed I like it as much as you of course. Fingers crossed. I'm sure I will do that. I've reviewed it before, I think about 4 years ago. Yeah, but my videos are a bit better now these days, and so I thought, what better way, what better excuse really than for your birthday to do a re-review? And yeah, so here we are. So happy birthday! Hope you enjoyed the review. And have a great day, as I say. Okay, so yeah, so let's see. So the Kinder Bueno White, those you don't know, I'm sure Jamie knows. It's basically the white chocolate version of their regular Kinder Bueno. So if you can see it here. Imagine these sort of bits, basically sort of milk chocolate rather than white chocolate in the regular version. So basically it's sort of almond, what do you say, praline sort of centre. You can see the sort of almonds and some milk there. Highly suggesting what's in it. And white chocolate as well, of course. So yes, so the three things there. So I say almonds, hazelnuts. Did I say almonds? Hazelnuts. Yeah, so hazelnuts. Some hazelnut pralines in there really. And obviously white chocolate. And of course milk at some point or other. Presumably anyway, there's a big glass of milk there, so I assume so. Yeah, so very nice. So usually, basically, yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, I guess, I'm trying to think really what came first really. What was the first? Kinder Surprise, I guess. But it didn't really have the sort of, yeah, I guess it was this, wasn't it really? So they had the Kinder Surprise, it was like this egg with a sort of, had a toy in the middle basically in this sort of like plastic shell, and it's something that I had always growing up. And then they came out the Kinder Bueno bars. They might have done some other things in between. I feel like there was something else before this bar came out, but maybe there wasn't. I can't quite recall now, so maybe Jamie will know. But yeah, so basically this came along, the Kinder Bueno, and then there's the white chocolate version as well. So yeah, the sort of Kinder Surprise eggs always had white chocolate on in the inside, and the outside was like milk chocolate. So very sort of special, very weird. Product. Well, I say weird. It's weird in a good way. It's very different. It's very sort of stood out quite a lot, and yeah, so quite an interesting one. And of course, so this one really having the white chocolate actually lends itself really well to the product, really. So yeah, so very exciting bar, and interesting one as well. So what does it say? So it says white chocolate covered wafer with smooth, milky, and hazelnut filling. There we go. So yeah, I think I would say that's a praline, really, or praline, however you want to say it. Yes, actually, it's quite interesting. It actually has a sort of diagram, a dissection of the bar there, which is quite interesting. I don't remember ever seeing that before, so I'm sure that wasn't there when I first reviewed it. That's I quite like that. That's quite an interesting feature. I've never seen that really before, and I quite like that. So I've got my contacts in, so it's quite hard for me to see. But clearly hazelnut milk, smooth milk and hazelnut filling it's got as well. Crispy wafer, milk chocolate, white chocolate. Yeah, so interesting one there. Yeah, I quite like that. I think a lot of bars. Well, I mean, I don't know. It might not be as applicable to some bars, but I think I'd like to see that more in chocolate bars. Yeah, interesting. Fortunately, it does have quite a lot of flourishes on this. They're pretty excessive, has to be said. I mean, we're talking 5 centimeters plus here. Really, going to be lost. I should really wait till I open it. Well, just before I open it, before I measure it. Which is about 16.2 centimeters. I reckon this is going to go down to almost, or possibly below 10, I think, so yeah, it's a bit of a, I don't know, yeah. It's a shame, really, it's a shame. They are individually wrapped on the inside as well. There's like these sort of like the, I guess the wafery covering. It's covered in lots of, you can see a hint there, that's sort of dark, but it's not milk chocolate or anything, or, well, it might contain it, I don't know, but it's like a sort of crumbly, wafery shenanigan going on, and so it crumbles off quite a lot, so they sort of individually wrap them as well inside here. So it's 2 fingers. You can see, which is hinted at there as well. Yeah, interesting one. Well, it says times 2 as well, so that's a big hint. So there we go, yeah, so there we are. What does it say calorie-wise? It's got per 100 grams, but the whole thing is 39 grams, 19.5 grams each finger. So it says per bar, per 19.5, so per finger. 111 calories. 7 grams of fat, 3.3 of which are saturates. So for the whole thing, it's 222 calories, 14 grams of fat, 6.6 of which are saturates. So there we go. So almost half of the fat is saturates. Okay, right. Well, I'm not sure there's much more to say. I think we should give it an open. Yeah. So let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, so let's give this an open then. So I'm quite, just before I forget, I'm going to give it a measure. I'm quite sure, well 16.2 I think it was. I'm quite sure this is going to lose, yeah, 16.1, 16.2, give or take a millimetre. I reckon this is going to lose a lot of size basically from the bar. 'Cause, I mean, you can just feel it really. I'm thinking it might even go down to below 10. I don't know, but we'll see. So you can see here, it's really a lot less. So yeah. So let's have a look. Let's have a see. So let's give it an open then. Okay. So it's 16.2. So you can see, as I mentioned before, they're individually wrapped on the inside as well. So you can see here. So they're kind of, and these got flourishes as well again. So yeah, so it's got a nice pull tab actually, which is quite good. You see that there? I quite like that. It's quite nice. Okay, so yeah, I mean, well, should I measure it now? Wait till I'll open it first and then measure it. So let's have a look. Very brittle bar. I don't want to pull too hard. Break it. Doesn't open very well. So you can see there's all this sort of, all these bits falling off. I don't know if you can tell. You can see on the camera, but there's all these bits. That's why they're wrapped up twice. So I didn't mention that before, but just in case you were skip to this part. So there we go. So a lot of there, but nice, adds to the texture. So let's measure at the bottom. So of course there is a lip on there as well to add insult to injury for the amount of things lost. But it smells very nice. I must say before I forget. There's a lovely sort of hazelnutty, creamy smell coming from it. Yeah. So this is all very nice. It's a very nice pattern. I think that's very lovely. But you know, size. Let's have a look. Before I forget. So we had 16.5. I reckon it might go to under 10. Well, I was wrong there. It hasn't gone under 10 at all. Far from it actually. It's 11 centimeters. So not too bad actually. Well, I say not too bad. It's still terrible because we lost 5.2 centimeters. So that's pretty terrible. I mean, that's half the bar again we've lost. It's 11 centimeters, so it's pretty much half the bar again we've lost in width from the packaging. So I thought it was going to be worse than that, but it's still pretty terrible. That you know, imagine, so the bar could be half the length again, pretty almost. You can see. Can you see that? I mean, it's when you look at it like that, that's pretty terrible, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you look at it like that. So if I stand it up next to each other, can't quite tell you can see that very well on the camera, but yeah, I think you can. So it's pretty terrible that, you know, and there's so much. Do it the other way around actually. Makes more sense, doesn't it? Obviously this is not overly accurate because it's a bit not quite flat at the bottom, things like this, but you can see that, you know, that's how much smaller than the packaging the bar is, and it's pretty disgraceful, that I have to say. Now I know some of it's the flourish bits at the side and the, you know, blah blah blah, but they don't have to do that. So it can hug the bar itself. It doesn't have to have these extra bits at the side, and even then there's still space. So that's pretty bad, that, you know. Yeah. Sorry, Jamie, I don't mean to be slating your bar. You know, the taste, of course, is something else as well. But you know, I think that's pretty. Yeah, it's not really acceptable. That's such a. It's half the bar again, almost. So yeah. But obviously, you know, there is the taste as well. So it's just about it. Just you know, it's deception, isn't it? It's deceiving us, making it look like the bar's a lot bigger than it is, and you know, it really isn't. You know. You know, I think there must be some law against what can actually. Well, I don't know, maybe there isn't, but you'd think there'd be some law as to what. You know, what space is taken up inside the packaging. You know, as opposed to the size of it and stuff like that. There must be some law, but you feel like it's quite fine with something like this. You know, because if you imagine there's two fingers, so you've got like, I don't know. So this, and this is not scientific here, so I'm just saying about this much of the bar is it just has nothing in it basically. This much of the wrapper rather. You know, so that's quite a lot, isn't it? You know what I mean? And sort of, you know. So really, it's like about, you know, well, yeah, roughly that big. I mean, maybe slightly bigger, as I say, slightly bigger. But you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so let's yeah, so you can snap it to, well, I didn't do the width and stuff, did I? So, and then of course as well, there is a bit of a, well, a bit of a sort of crumbly lip on there as well. So it's, you know, I mean, I think it is stuck quite tight to the chocolate, but you know, you could say it's not even as big as that. It's just the covering. Well, the width with the covering at the bottom, about 2.2 centimeters, and the height from the highest point to lowest point about 1.1, and in the middle, the trough's about 0.8, we'll say 0.8 centimeters. Okay, right, so let's give it a. So I'll snap it in half so you can see the snap. So there's a bit of a. See the difference there. One of them's got a bit of holes in, but yeah, so the wafery bit there. Very nice little wafery crunch as I snapped it. So let's cut one down the middle. It does have this sort of like a sort of wafery crumb. Probably need a sharper knife really, but it does the job. So there we go. So you can see there lots of sort of hazelnut praline in the middle there. You can see quite clearly sort of the outside. So there's quite a lot in there. It's quite full. You can see the sort of wafery. You know, yeah. Well, wafer, is it wafer? Well, white chocolate. White chocolate and wafer. It's around there, so yeah. Not too bad. Okay, right. Well, I'm quite excited for this one. Yeah, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Okay, let's give this Kinder Bueno White a taste. So I've got the wrap one still here, of course, and I just want to show that the only problem we've really had so far, for our test purposes, is the fact that this is just so much smaller than you know, the actual wrapper there. You can see, even in its flourishes, it's still, you can't still quite tell because there's flourishes in this one, but it's basically almost half the bar again in size. But yeah, other than that, I have to say, you tasted it before, and I don't remember anything but good things about it. So fingers crossed nothing's changed. So I'm quite excited to taste this one. So yeah, so let's give it a go then. So let's do it. Okay, I'll taste this whole chunk at once. I think. In fact, no, I'll taste this half one first. This half one here. It's the one we sliced before. So okay. It's a lovely soft centre actually. So I'm not big hazelnut fan generally, but I'm going to learn a bit more as time's gone on. I say chopped hazelnuts I quite like as white in chocolate. Hazelnut praline is something that's definitely nice. It's very smooth. There's no bits of nut in there at all. This bit on the outside is basically sort of like a, I don't really know what it is. It doesn't really say what it is. White chocolate covered wafer with smooth, milky and hazelnut filling. So it doesn't really say what that is. I'm assuming some kind of like wafer maybe or something, or just some kind of cocoa sprinkle or something, but I'm not sure. It's nice. It's nice to have outside. It is very nice. And let's give it another. Yeah. It's really nice actually. It's really nice. I mean, there's a sort of subtle taste of white chocolate. It's not the main taste. The main taste is the hazelnut praline. Of course, with a crunch on the wafer. There's lots of wafer crunch there as well. It's very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's very crunchy, and I think the outside part. Yeah. Basically, just totally surrounded by wafer. I think the outside part. I'm not sure I can taste it. By outside, I mean the sort of covering of little bitty pieces there. I don't know if I can taste it. It's just like sort of sprinkles of, I don't know, chocolatey biscuit maybe, I'm not sure. Or chocolatey wafer. Hard to say, but it's very nice. Let's give it that little, that's the different textures and consistencies of it, and it's really good. Now I really like this, it's really nice, and I say the white chocolate's quite subtle. You can see here, I'm just taking off, you can see obviously I've taken quite a lot of the hazelnut praline now. We can see how thick the white chocolate is, so it's quite thick actually, but the main taste is the hazelnut praline because it's just full of it. It's just a big segment, you know, so that's the main taste. But the white chocolate is there, and it's just the right amount actually, it works really well. Now I do really like this, it's really nice, I think it's very tasty, and it's a lovely, I say the hazelnut praline is so creamy in the middle, and it's lovely, and it's got a subtle hazelnut taste, but it's not a massive hazelnut taste, but you know it's obviously, you know, hazelnut. But I don't think if you hate hazelnuts, I don't think I think you'd still probably like this, to be honest with you. I mean, I think you probably would. You know, it's not overly, the hazelnut's there, but it's not sort of like the main thing of the bar really. But the praline is, of course, and that's, as I say, it's quite milky. So it's sort of like a good combination there. So I say it's the main thing of the bar as far as the praline is concerned, but the taste, the flavour isn't the main thing of hazelnut. It's just there as an accompaniment really, and it works really well. Let's say the white chocolate as well is not the main thing. It's just a subtle sort of taste that's there as well. Really, it just it just all works together really well. It just accompanies each other pretty perfectly actually. And the wafer's probably the main thing I would say. But that's not a taste, that's a texture, that's a crunch. So it's not really the taste. So it's just, yeah, so it just works really well. So you've got this sort of assortment of flavours and that strong texture of the wafer, and the texture of the praline as well, which is really soft and creamy. So you've got all these. Yeah, so I guess the wafer isn't even the main texture really. It's just there's lots of things going on. It's a very sort of, busy is the wrong word. It's just got lots of textures, lots of tastes. It really does a lot, you know, really packs a punch, to be honest with you. It's very interesting and clever bar, really, the way it's all worked together. And as I said, there's this sort of like grainy, you know, this sort of like, I don't know what it is, this sort of grain around the edge as well, this sort of sprinkling of like crushed wafer maybe or something that's covered in cocoa powder or something like that, I'm not sure. So there's that as well. So there's so many different textures going on, there's so many flavours. It just works really well. So it's pleasing on the tongue. It's pleasing to eat. It's satisfying, you know, and it really does tick a lot of boxes. I think I might have understated the hazelnut taste before, but it is there. So if you do hate hazelnuts, you know, it's, I don't know, you might still not like it. But I think it's just such a, there's so much more going on with the bar that I would ignore any preconceptions about hazelnuts and give it a try anyway. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised. There's no texture of hazelnuts. There's no chopped hazelnuts. It's not that kind of bar at all, you know. So yeah, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice to ignore this bar just because you don't like hazelnuts. I think there's still something there for you. Fingers crossed, anyway. So yeah, so as for the rating, well, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't normally like to hold things back because of packaging or whatever, but I think this one is so excessive with the packaging. It's hard not to, really. You know, you're talking half the bar again, pretty much isn't there in the packaging. I mean, it's not unusual to lose a few centimetres, but you're not usually losing half the bar, and I think that's pretty unacceptable. So I don't know. I'm going to mark it down half a mark for that, and otherwise it would have been a 5. But I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's really nice. It's a lovely bar. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, I think Jamie, your taste is great. As I say, you know, I think I can see why this is your favourite. It's definitely a great bar, but as I say, the packaging is just extortionate, really. It's just so deceptive. Unfortunately, you know, I can't. You know, I mean, you can see, as I say, it's deceptive again because the fact you've got this inner side is also packaged and has a bit of a flourish, so it looks a bit like, again, it's not quite as small as it is. You know, so yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Yes. You know, but yeah, you can clearly see it's pretty much half the bar again is missing from that. So yeah, I've got to knock it down for that. So, and it's you know, and it's not just the one half of the thing; it's both fingers as well. So that's pretty much one whole finger, isn't it? When you think about it, it's pretty much one whole finger in area that's missing from the wrapper. So you know, yeah, it probably really deserves more than half a mark, but you know. Yeah, I think it'd be going too far to start knocking it down that much for packaging. But for this one, it's just it is so obvious, and it's, as I say, you're missing pretty much a whole finger could be fitting into the space that's missing. So, you know, when you think about it like that, I think that does deserve to be mentioned and does deserve to be noted. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. A great bar, really nice, really nice. Okay then, well, fingers crossed you like that review, Jamie. And I say, hopefully you have a great day, or had a great day, whenever you watch this. But either way, wish you all the best. Thanks again to everyone else for watching as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, feel free to like and subscribe as always. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon if you can. Leave a comment or free, as I say. It's always great to hear from you, it really is. And yeah, and take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.